I want to ask you, not because I want to, but because it's obligatory, about your personal life. You've been married 6 times.
I have.
Including once to Cher, maybe the best known marriages. Well, what happened?
What happened?
For a lot of people, myself included, they said, hey, boy, here is a marriage if not made in heaven, it's destined somewhere. Gregg Allman and Cher are going to be together. There's a marriage that's going to make it. Well, I was wrong. We were all wrong.
Yeah, I was too. Well, I do not belong in Beverly Hills. And she wasn't going to come down south. But I know there's something about the South. When you're born here, like I moved here, Savannah, from Marin County. I had a beautiful place out there.
Northern California.
Yes, I loved it. And, but try to find a black-eyed pea in Marin County.
Or a chicken fried steak.
Yeah, or you can, I mean, you can go over to Oakland, but you got to take a piece with you, right?
As much as anything with Cher, it was a regional difference. She wasn't going to leave Beverly Hills.
Right.
And you heard the song of the South.
Right, exactly. That was basically it, yeah.
But you made 5 other tries.
Yes.
What does that tell us about you, or does it tell us anything?
Well, I will have to say I was the reason. It was me. By now, I would have to say, yeah, it was definitely my fault that they didn't work. And it seems to me like they loved me for who I was and immediately started trying to change me. And I just wasn't gonna do it. I mean, I love my lifestyle, and it's not as crazy as it used to be, thank goodness. But I love the life I live. I live the life I love, in the words of Muddy Waters. But in the first place, I think I only asked one of them to marry me.
The others ask you?
They asked me, even Cher.
Well, let me ask you, because you have more experience than most people, do you think it's true or untrue that you always marry a stranger? Yes,
I think that would be true. It's kind of a grass is greener thing. I don't know.
Well, you may think you know the person, but until you get into kind of close, intimate relationship, minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day.
Well, getting back to being my fault, I should have spent more time, because you have to become friends before you can ever entertain the idea of speaking the L word. I guess love and friend are 2 of the most abused words in the English language. But I mean, this is my friend. When you meet him 2 days ago, like now, Cher and I are good friends. We are good friends. Now, not that I'd want to do it again, but you know, 2 people need to be there for each other at all times, you know, and they need to like each other.
You have any serious love interest at the moment?
I do not.
Oh, I was hoping you'd make news and tell us who it was.
No, I do not.
Well, would you hesitate to get married that 7th time?
I would hesitate, yes. No, it would have to be, the courtship would have to be 3 or 4 years.
What's this about you might have, could have, wound up in dental school?
Oh, yes. Well, it's all about a timing thing. All right, in 63 and a half, the Beatles came out, or they hit America. All right, that kind of changed everything because, no pun, but everybody and their brother had a damn band. And I mean, there was some competition out there. And my brother was just, from the first, he said, man, this is it. This is what we're going to do the rest of our lives. I said, wait, hold it. I said, you know, we got a pretty damn good band, but I mean, you know, there's bands within this state that are better than us, you know. He said, what do you mean? He said, we just get better every day, you know, we're going to be the best. And he said, you need to go ahead and quit this high school crap and come on with me. And I said, nah, no can do. I said, you know, I've heard since day one that if you don't have at least a high school education, you know, I said, what if this don't work out, you know? He said, what do you mean, what if it don't work? It's gonna work out. I said, man, you got a lot of confidence, a lot more than I do, you know? And so this went back and forth for, I mean, months. And we got the band together, there's 4 of us, right? And they're waiting on me to get out of high school. And like every day, you know, I come home from high school now, how was school, you know, and all that. And then we started playing, right? Then I finally got out of high school, right? And I remember it was July 5th, 1965, about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. We had a big party, and my mother had bought us this really nice Chevy station wagon, right? And we had this trailer, we carried all this stuff. We got the whole band and everything in it, you know. And we were off to seek our fortune. It was rough.
So
I told him, I'll give you 2 years, and if at the end of that 2 years, we haven't had some measured success at this, I'm going on back to dental school, man. And at the end of that 2 years, I was so far in debt. I mean, we're trying to buy amplifiers and all this other equipment and stuff. I was, you know, I mean, we played 6 nights a week, 5 sets a night, 45 minutes a set. I made $111 a week. This is 1965 now. Right. But you can't make ends meet on
$100 a week.
$100 a week. No, you just can't do it.
Well, did you ever think about going back to dental school?
Well, by then, I think I was more caught up in the fact that I was tired of playing other people's songs. I was sick to death of that, because if you didn't play just so many top 40 songs and so many Beatles songs, then, you know, the club owner didn't want you. So my brother said, well, hey, you don't like them songs? Write you on. All right.
So you did?
Well, I commenced to try. 200 songs later that hit the round file, you know, the garbage.
What's the best song you've ever written?
Well, the first one I wrote was called Melissa. I was 17 years old when I wrote Melissa. Fact is, I didn't really think it was that much of a tune. Of course, then I didn't have the title. And the title was like the whole thing. And the song was about, I was out there on the road. I was just basically lonely, so I invented this woman. So I wrote the whole song, except for the title. What was her name? Had to be 3 syllables. But back home, we'll always run with Sweet Barbara. No, that ain't it. Sweet Diane, Brenda. I just put it down for a while. So it had been like 2-3 weeks after I had what I had, but it just kind of put it aside. It came my turn to go to the grocery store and get coffee and sugar and what have you, that staple stuff, you know. So I went in there, and there was the manager was up in his little nest, and the checkout lady, And then there was one patron, you know, one person chaplain. She had this little toddler with her. Must have been her granddaughter or something. And the kid was just old enough to realize she had legs that worked. And so she was up and down the aisle, running, you know. And she kept grabbing her, trying to hold on to her and all that. So I'm chopping, what have you. And so the kid obviously ran out of the lady's sight. And she yells out, "Oh, Melissa, Melissa, where are you?" I went, "Melissa." Ah, I could have gone over there and kissed her.
3 syllables.
She'd have probably had me arrested, you know.